Hi guys. Um, so at first I was gonna do a vlog, um, and then I realised I haven't vlogged at all. Sort of this admission to hospital, which you can maybe tell by the background. I am in a medical hospital. Um, and then I was kind of thinking that maybe instead of doing a vlog that sums up everything that's happened, I could turn this into a video. So this is what it's gonna be. A me sitting talking video, but probably a very quick one because I'm actually just waiting for my blood results, which are due in half an hour, and then I can go home. But I just wanted to tell people that I used to overdose all the time, because of hallucinations, voices, seeing rabbit. Um, I sort of the rabbits would cause me to overdose because if there was, say there was three, if all of a sudden there was four or five, I got scared and I'd overdose then because I thought it was getting worse. The voices were always telling me to overdose. I was at the worst point. I was taking about 3 a week, which doesn't leave much time in between because if you've ever taken a paracetamol overdose, and I really hope none of you ever have, but I guess people that watch this channel, there's a possibility you have, you'll know that the treatment for it takes about 20 hours. So I would overdose one day, be in hospital for the 20-hour treatment, get home, have a bath, whatever, freshen up, and then I'd be back overdosing again. And coming out of hospital and not being in the recovery that professionals make you think you're going to be in, has taught me a lot. And apparently, the hospital is beneath an aeroplane pass, so we'll get this like every 10-20 minutes sometimes. Anyway, yeah, so coming out of hospital, the professionals make it sound like you're going to be absolutely fine, nothing's going to happen, you're not going to struggle, you're going to be 100%, you'll never self-harm again, you won't have the thoughts, you won't have bad days. And it's not like that at all, and I hope that through my blogs you have all seen that, because I'm still classed as being in recovery. Even though I do still struggle and I do have bad days. You've probably guessed already that I'm in hospital because I've overdosed. I recently began suffering from psychosis, which I don't know much about it because I've only ever sort of heard people say they've had it, and it's been a bit scary to even hear that someone's had it. But then I guess it's like a lot of mental health things, even if you've got mental health problems, hearing about a different one can sound a bit scary, because you can't imagine what it's like for that other person, because all mental health disorders are completely different and people deal with them in different ways. So when I got told I was experiencing psychosis, it was really scary, and what was happening to me was really scary. I'll give you a few examples. Just thoughts would sort of come into my head like a belief, but then I could see it in front of me, like in words, like as if someone was holding a sign, but the letters weren't on a piece of paper. If you like, you could see the letters on that wall or something. You can't see which wall I'm pointing at, but the letters were like individual. And some of the beliefs were that I was right-handed because something was wrong with my left hand and I had to cut all my fingers off on my left hand. another was that I had poison in my right arm, so I cut my right arm to try and cut the poison out, and I needed stitches for that. And there's just been all sorts of sort of little bits and pieces that I found strange and stuff, and that no one really knows about because I'm not in hospital anymore. I'm not being watched. I'm not on hourly obs. Like, I'm in my own home. I could take an overdose or cut, and no one could ever know if I chose not to tell anybody, or if I did it in a way they couldn't find out. And sometimes that's really scary, and sometimes that's quite good because it means I have to take responsibility, and I'm not being stopped to do things, which I found in hospital. I was put in hospital and I didn't have a choice. I couldn't overdose, so I had to learn new skills. The thing is with this psychosis, sorry, I keep thinking someone's coming in my room and I'm gonna look so stupid. The thing is with the psychosis, it's completely different to all of my personality disorder symptoms, and they are what I've been taught how to cope with. So I kind of feel lost with this. I haven't got a clue what I should be doing. I haven't got a clue how to keep myself safe. I don't know what help I need. I don't know how to ask for help. I mean, at the moment, I'm just sort of telling people what's happening and what I'm experiencing, but I don't know what I need them to do. I don't know what will help, and it's just a really scary time. I've cried so much that, like, you'd think it would dry up. It's been really scary, and part of the psychosis, the thought that I had on Sunday that I saw in front of me was that I'd find out if I was real or not if I took an overdose. So I took an overdose. I've taken 128 paracetamol, and I finished all the tablets I had bought on Monday, like, afternoon, and I'd overdosed. I was still here, I was real, I was still could feel hurt, and, you know, I could nip myself and I knew it wasn't a dream. And then I thought, oh my god, I've just done something that could kill me. So I got help, and I guess it's kind of a positive that I can take from this admission, is that I did get help. I haven't sort of refused treatment. The only minor kind of hiccup was that they couldn't get any a cannula in my veins because the treatment's like a drip, and they couldn't get a cannula in like normal veins, which is why I've got bruises everywhere. So I had to go to theatre at 2 o'clock this morning, well, yesterday morning, to have a central line put in, which is basically like a really big cannula that goes in a main vein in your neck and like right down here, and it's so long that it can puncture a lung when you get it put in. So yes, they were going to put that in, and I refused to let them do it because I know how painful it is. I didn't want them to go to such extreme measures. And I said to them, I wanted them to do it. I wanted them to give me the treatment, but I couldn't just lie there and have it happen to me. It was decided that I didn't have capacity, and I was taken to theatre and put to sleep for a while they put this in. To be honest, my last memories from during the night were being given diazepam and then lorazepam and laughing at how they had no effect on me or my anxieties or anything. And that was like my last memory, because then obviously I was like out of it. I'm proud of myself for how I've managed during the day. It's always the hardest part for me on a hospital admission, is during the day when you're just lying around, the doctors have seen you in the morning, and all that breaks up your day is meal times and meds. And having a central line in meant I couldn't go for walks, I couldn't go to the hospital shop. I was meant to ring the buzzer for staff to help me go to the toilet, but don't tell anybody, but I will. And yeah, I'm proud of myself for how I've coped with that. I brought like a lot of things to keep me busy. I brought my iPad, my Kindle, my iPod, a magazine, a word search book, Sudoku, all sorts, just to keep my mind busy and distracted from the fact that I was sat in hospital and all I wanted to do was be at home with Dolly, who's my kitten, if you don't know. And that's another thing that's different with this admission, is that I want to be in my home. I think in the past, when my home was with my mum, at her home, it stopped being my home for a long time, because in and out of hospitals like 3 times a week. I don't know, it just felt like my clothes were there and my belongings. It didn't feel like my home. So I think that when I went to hospital so far away, I coped a lot better with home, feeling homesick, because I only really miss my mum, not the actual home. And on visits when I would come home, I appreciated the time with my mum, not the fact that I was in that house. And I know that might sound bad, I had lots of happy memories in that house and it was my home, but it just stopped feeling like that while I was poorly. And so now I've got my own home that I own everything in, everything's mine, it's how I want it. I've got my kitten, who's like the greatest thing to happen in my recovery. So I'm sat here in hospital and I just want to be home and in my own bed and surrounded by my own things, and with Dolly pissing all over my bed. To be honest, I couldn't care less what she was doing as long as she was here. Which is why it is nearly 2:30 in the morning and I'm awake, because I've told them as soon as I'm allowed to go home, I'm going home. So there's been positives from this admission. I've also cried a few times because I've regretted it so much, the overdose. It didn't solve anything, and the thing is, one of my friends visited today and she said, when I'm having these sort of delusions and thoughts, can I stop for a minute and think, hang on a minute, this doesn't sound right? And I said to her that if there was even the tiniest percentage of me that could do that, then my safety would be guaranteed. But it's not, because I don't. When I have these beliefs, I'm completely lost in the belief. And that's why I took the overdose. And now that the belief is gone, and I've proved it wrong, I'm stuck with all the consequences. That sounded suspiciously like the trolley that they used to take my central line out. Yeah. So there's been positives. I'm not glad that I did it because of the positives. But I just kind of feel like at least I can take something from it. Because if you don't learn from mistakes, if you don't learn from self-harm, what was it for? The only time you can hurt yourself and you won't learn anything from it is if you succeeded in killing yourself. And anyone who doesn't succeed, please, please try and find something positive in what you've done and what's happened, even if it's just the tiniest thing, because that tiny thing will give you hope and determination to go into recovery and to not do it again, or at least to try your hardest not to let it happen again. And I know that sounds really easy for me to say, but I hope the fact that I'm telling you this from a hospital bed with a central line in my neck, just finished an overdose treatment, I hope that shows you that I completely understand. And I was in that place a while ago, and I would have said, some girl on YouTube is telling me to find a positive. No, who does she think she is? She doesn't know anything. But I do. And it's different when a professional is saying this stuff to you, because you don't know what they've been through. But you will know a bit of what I've been through. You all know what I've done. And hopefully you'll listen and find something positive in the bad. And that will be your glimmer of hope and your inspiration to recover. I guess I just wanted to make this video to help people and to say that it doesn't have to be all bad. I mean, I'm not telling people go and overdose because you'll be enlightened. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying if it does happen, try and find a positive from it, otherwise it'll destroy you. I could never find positives from my overdoses in the past. I didn't feel like there was any, and I still don't. And when nothing good's coming from it, when you can't learn any lessons, that's when it becomes a cycle, and that's when it becomes dangerous. So even if it's the smallest of things, even if it's that you took your medication while you were in hospital, even if it's that you ate a hospital meal while you were in, anything that you've done positive during that admission, during that self-harm, hospital attendance, that's something to use for your recovery. And that's ultimately what everyone's aiming for, recovery. And I hope that you all seeing me where I am, even though I'm deemed as being in recovery, doesn't make you lose hope either, because I'm still here. At the end of the day, I'm not dead. I'm sat here telling you all how to find hope, because I found it from what I've done. And to me, if I can find these things, and if I can tell people and try and help people, then I'm definitely still in recovery, and I'm not going to question it just because I've taken probably the biggest overdose I've ever taken, and my blood levels, the paracetamol in my blood was the highest I've ever seen. I'm still here, and I'm still trying to help, and I'm still finding positives, and that's what you guys need to do. So I guess that's like my tip for the day. I hope this video has helped somebody, even just one person. It'd be worth it. If it has helped, it would be nice if you left a comment below so I could see if I've helped anyone. Or if you don't want to leave a comment, just give it a thumbs up to say that it's helped or you've listened to it. And subscribe to my channel if you're new. I don't often do videos like this, but I thought, being a mental health blogger, there's kind of not much of a stereotype to it. Beauty and fashion bloggers do their get ready with me, they do their outfits of the day, they do their hauls. And it's nice to see YouTubers doing challenges and things as well as them, like Zoella and In The Fro. So yeah, so I thought I'd just do something a little bit different. And I hope it's helped people. So wish me luck. Hopefully my blood results will come back a bit better, and I'll be able to go home to Dolly and sleep with her in my bed. And if she pisses the bed, she pisses the bed. As long as I was in my bed with Dolly. Okay. I hope you're all having a good day, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye. Breathe. It's okay. You're going to be okay. Just breathe. Breathe and remind yourself of all the times in the past you felt this scared, all of the times you felt this anxious and this overwhelmed, all of the times you felt this level of pain, and remind yourself how each time you have made it through. Life has thrown so much at you, and despite how difficult things have been, you've survived. Breathe and trust that you can survive this too. Trust that this struggle is part of the process. Trust that as long as you don't give up and keep pushing forward, no matter how hopeless things seem, you will make it.